Today I'm going to show you how I made this viral Blender video that got over 100 million views across YouTube and Instagram combined. But don't worry if you need to Blender, I'll walk you through everything step by step and even share a few pro tips to level up your skills. Now the thing is, this idea blew up so much that hundreds of people copied it. Some did well, but most got, let's just say, why? Because repeating the same idea over and over kills the magic, but understanding how to make viral content, that's priceless. So let's dive in. I'm using Blender 4.0, which you can get on Steam as they update Blender after every software update, and you can just switch between versions. So just set it at 4.0 and press the play button. First, we need the actual bed model. So obviously, we're going to type in Minecraft bed 3D model and click on the first link and download the model. And we're back in Blender. But where is it? Well, to get it into the scene, just go to File, Import and OBJ format. And find where you extracted the folder and select your bed file. And we just got the 3D model that we made ourselves. Now you might be asking yourself where are the materials. Just go to the top right corner and select this third bowl. Don't forget to save the file so you don't lose all the progress. Just go to File and Save As and put it in a safe place. Now that we've got our bed, I think it's time to add the cloth. So just click Shift+A and then Mesh, Plane. You can see it just appeared under our bed, so let's just select it and pressing G and Z, we can move it up the Z axis. Let's just place it around here so it has some time to fall down. Now you might think all these shortcuts are unnecessary, but in the long term you'll need them for sure. It's gonna save you hours. So just try and practice them and you'll learn them eventually. Now if we press the play button, you can see the sheet is not falling down. Well, that's because we haven't put any physics on it. So just stop it and return it back. Before making it fall, let's just make it a bit bigger so it covers the whole bed. So we can just go to edit mode and select the face and make it bigger with S to scale it up. Now just to make it longer, I'll take some of the edges and move them around a bit. That looks perfect. Now it's gonna fall down comfortably and cover the whole bed. In object mode, select this physics tab, and from here we're gonna obviously select the cloth. Now you might get scared and think there are too many complicated settings, but we're really gonna need only a few. For now, let's just scroll down till we find cache. Let's click on it. Now this is a pretty easy one. We have a simulation start and simulation end. We don't want the whole 250 frames, so let's just type in 80 and bake, so we calculate the cloth physics. And it falls through the bed. That's because we never added collisions to the bed and Blender doesn't know how to react to that. With that being said, select the bed, go to physics again and collision. You can leave it with the default settings. That's it. Now if you press play, again it falls through. We haven't recalculated the physics. Delete the previous bake and do it all over again. Now when we press play, you can see it actually reacts to the bed, but not how we want it. It just fall down like a frozen pizza or something. But we don't want that, so let's just go back to edit mode and select everything with A. Then we can right click anywhere on the screen and just click subdivide. Now you can see it has added some more faces to our bed sheet, which is good, but we want even more. So let's just subdivide a few more times. Be careful, your PC might crash if you do it too many times. And bake it all. Alright, yep, that's so much better. We can make it even bigger so it collides better, and we can subdivide it a few more times. Okay, I like it. That's colliding pretty well, I think. Now you can see it clipping a bit through itself, and that's an easy fix. You can just scroll down a bit and enable self collision, and let's just drag down to the minimum. Okay, let's bake again. Yeah, you can see now it's behaving better. Now we obviously see all these squares that it's made of, and we can always make it better. So just click on this wrench here. which is the modifiers tab. There are so many options that I don't even know of them, but a few of them are pretty important and are used in every project. With so many options, even I know learning Blender might seem intimidating, but Skillshare, today's sponsor, makes it so much easier. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives, offering thousands of classes across topics like 3D modeling, design, productivity, and whatnot. One class I would recommend is Your First Day in Blender 3D, where Southern Shorty 3D breaks down Blender's tools in a simple and practical way. In that course, he'll walk you through the edit mode, through render settings, which we're gonna cover here too. He will show you the basics of keyframes and animation, also little tips and tricks that are gonna speed up your work process. It's perfect for beginners or anyone looking to improve their skills. And there are a bunch of other Blender and non-Blender courses. Plus, Skillshare's lessons let you learn at your own pace, which is great when tackling complex softwares like Blender. Honestly, I wish I knew about Skillshare when I started using Blender almost 4 years ago. It would have made it so much easier for me. That's why I'm excited to let you know that the first 500 people to use my link in the description will get a 1 month free trial of Skillshare. Yes, free. So why not start learning today and take your creativity to the next level? Link down below. And as I was saying, one of them is the subdivision surface one. You can either search it from up there or go to generate and choose subdivision surface. As you can see, it basically makes it higher quality and with more faces. Here you can see the levels of subdivision. This is just level 1, so it basically makes it double the quality, and with every step make it double and double the previous quality. Again, before spamming it up, I'm gonna warn you that your PC might explode, so put it on maximum 2 or 3. I'll just leave it at 2 because I don't really need much more. Now, if you zoom in, you can still see the faces, and we're not gonna bump the modifier because, as I said, it's bad. So an easy fix for that is just right click and shade smooth. You can see now it's perfectly smooth. If we play it, you can see how satisfying that is. And we're basically almost done. I don't want my sheet white, so let's just go to this little bow here, which is the materials tab. You can see the color wheel here, red, similar to the bed. I'm just gonna reduce the roughness here so we can make it more shiny. If we look at it closely, you can see that it's thin as air, so go to the modifiers, add modifier, and select solidify. As you can guess, this makes it solid. There's only one important setting here, which is the thickness, and I'm just gonna up it a bit till it looks like a sheet. Now that our simulation is done, we can basically set up the scene and make it look professional and ready for render, which is actually as important as the simulation part, as if you have bad renders, basically nobody's gonna appreciate your work. Now there's this hidden feature that very few people know of, and it's if you go to the top left corner and just place your mouse perfectly, you can hold it and move it to the right. That will create a second window. We're gonna use it to see how our final render is gonna look like. So Shift A and create a camera. Again, with G we're gonna move it around a bit, and with R we're gonna rotate the camera so it's facing the bed. Now to actually see what the camera is capturing, you can go to View, Cameras, and Active Camera. Now you can see these borders. That's what basically the camera is capturing. Now if you want a vertical video like I made mine, there's a simple option for that. You can go to whatever this thing is and see a few important options. One of them is the FPS, which I've set to 30, but just the X and Y rotated. Great, you can see now the borders of the camera are of a vertical video. I think it's time to make the final touches. A simple plane for the ground, and instead of adding another one for the walls, select these two edges that are facing the camera, and with E extrude them up. Great, now we have two walls, but I don't really like these sharp edges here. I always like them smooth. If you select everything with A and make sure you're on the second mode, which is edges, and listen carefully, you hold down Ctrl and B, you will bevel all these edges. And with your scroll mouse button, scroll a bit till we have this nice round effect. Having this done, we can see these squares again, and as you already know, you can right click and shade smooth. Finally, we're going to the render section, which is basically the bow on the far right. Okay, you can see it's so dark, but before fixing that, let's just go and switch our render mode from Eevee to Psychos. Now, in short, Psychos is just the realistic render mode, and we obviously want that. You can see it's so dark because if we go to this earth here, the world light is just set to 1, and if we try and increase it, you can see it's all getting brighter, and it looks better, but it's kind of boring, so let's just set it to 0. Now it's all black, but don't worry. Shift A and create a light area, and that line there is basically where it's pointing at. Now we can move it around, make it bigger or smaller above the bed. When you're happy with its position, you can go down to the green bulb and increase the power. Now only one isn't enough, so we'll make another one. With double R you can rotate it to anywhere, just point it at the bed, increase the power a lot. And I forgot to create a material for the ground and walls. New material, and I like this light green. No, I actually think the blue's better. Cool. Now if you play the animation, you can see it's all coming together. Now I also like to add a third and final light source, which I place behind the object that we're focusing on. So again, increase the power, rotate it. This is just gonna create this cool effect of it shining on the sheet. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Now I'm just going over the animation, just checking all the things. And when you're happy and you're ready for the final result, you're just gonna go to this thing again, scroll down till we go to output, click on this icon and choose where you're gonna save all the frames. Now to change the device that we are rendering with, scroll up a bit and change the device from CPU to GPU. That's pretty important. And for it to work properly, go to Edit, Preferences, System, and go to OptiX. From there just enable your GPUs but the CPU disabled, and I'm gonna render faster than you probably, but that's not so important right now. Now for the actual render quality, we go to render samples and you can leave it from 100 to 250. Now obviously the more the better, but I've just noticed that this is enough. I usually like to enable motion blur, which basically blurs when something's moving fast. Now from color management, you can change the view transform to standard. I just think that's better. And with that, all the settings are done. You can just go to render and render animation. All the frames are gonna be saved to the folder that you've set. Now while you're waiting for the animation to render out, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to me. I put a lot of effort into the video, and also feel free to comment what your favorite part was. I hope I helped you, and till next time.